Beautiful. Thanks very much for joining us. It's, as you know, Lance Piccioni here, CEO and founder of Love Me Love You, and we're very welcome and lucky to have Carl Valeri, who's the skipper of the Melbourne Victory and now becoming a Love Me Love You ambassador and raising awareness for mental health in our cause and making sure that we're getting the word and the connection to a lot more people out there. And so appreciate, mate, coming on board. It's good times moving forward.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy to be part of the crew, and it's very exciting, and I love what you guys are doing, and I'm very proud to be part of it.
Beautiful, cheers. It's obviously people that will know Carl will understand that Carl played 11 years in the Italian Serie A and Serie B. Yeah, is that right? And understanding being away from your support systems. How challenging was that for you moving forward? Trying to play at the top level.
Well, that was extremely tough, actually. Looking back, I was 17 years old when I left.
Oh, wow.
Grew up in Canberra, and I was very close to my family. Grew up, attached to my brother, always wanting to be like him. And then all of a sudden, I was thrust out into Milan. From Canberra to Milan was a big.
That's a big one.
A big change,
Yeah.
So it was really hard, and it was before Skype. It was before you could send a text. I was paying €1 a text message home.
Oh, wow.
So it was really hard to keep in contact. And I remember, I'm really close to my mum and dad, and I remember going to the phone booths, in the middle of the day, buying the callback cards and sitting there and talking to them for hours, and that's what got me through that connection time with my parents. And I think it's more the offloading, talking about it, and just telling them how I was doing. And I was actually really engaging with them in conversation, which is weird because I was away, but I was getting closer to them because I was telling them more about what I've been doing. Yeah. And obviously it was extremely important that I had a friend there, Nathan Coe, who played with me there at the AIS when we were younger, and also here at Melbourne Victory in the first 2 years. So to have him there was extra special, and also to be in a team environment. Even if you don't understand the language, to be in a team and to be working towards something. And because football, I play it, I love it. It's kind of my escape. It's my my form of meditation.
Yeah.
I don't think about anything else. So I guess that's what really kept me sane and my desire.
Yeah. And obviously with all that, you've then transitioned a couple of years ago to come back, and how easy or challenging was that transition?
Well, it wasn't easy. It was quite difficult because you come back and the expectations were high when you come back because you've been playing overseas, so you've got to come back and be better. Yeah. So that's an expectation. And I came back to a big club, Melbourne Victory, who was chasing success at that time, and we still are today. But, it was all about success, and, to come in and to fit in, I was welcomed with open arms, I must say. The club was fantastic, and the boys, they were great. And again, I'm stressing the importance of that team. It was so great because we could bounce things off each other, and the guys were very understanding. So coming back wasn't easy, and there was a bit of transition. It's a long pre-season, as we spoke about before, but I got through it, and that year we actually won the double. So it was a great year, very successful year. But then I took on another challenge. I actually was named captain the following season. Mark Milligan left and I was named captain, so an even bigger responsibility. Yeah. And that in itself, I probably didn't admit it to myself then because I'm a bit stubborn sometimes, but it is a pressure, and it can be a burden if you take it the wrong way, because everyone's looking to you when things go wrong. Not so much when things go right. As soon as things go wrong, everyone's like, okay, what do we do now? Yeah. So, luckily again, support network and the people in the club, I'm really close with Lee Broxham at the club, who helps me a lot, and Bessar Barisha, who's been here since I've been here. So they're experienced leaders, and to depend on them and to bounce things off them, I think is very important. Yeah. And I welcome experienced players back because it helps me become a better leader, it helps me become a better person, and I think it helps the team.
Yeah, definitely. You haven't touched on you had a real challenging period a little while ago, just with the illness that come through, and you talk about how that affected not just yourself, how it affected family, and because you've got a beautiful young family, your beautiful wife Whitney, but how challenging was that, and understanding how that was to look forward, and put everything perspective, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it actually changed my life, the way I thought about things and the way I went about things. And, you know, for those who don't know, I had inflammation in my brain. It was demyelination. The actual condition is still not diagnosed. It's pretty serious, but for now I'm good. I'm well. I'm back playing.
Yep.
I'm back to being a father and a husband, which is more important. But yeah, it was really tough. And you know, I was lucky. I had that support network of my wife Whitney, who's fantastic and understanding. My family support, and you know, I struggled. You know, it's just funny. Since I got that condition, I did struggle to sleep just because my head was ticking over. You know, what if it goes bad? What, you know, is my family okay? There were so many thoughts running through my head, and I actually felt myself getting, you know, brought on anxiety. I was anxious about this disease, and you know, and then the more I spoke about it with my wife Whitney and the doctors here at the club, you know, everyone got around me and really supported me, and because it's really hard to deal with. All of a sudden, you know, when you get an injury in football, in any sport, you know, if you get a hamstring, you've got 5 weeks, and you do the right things.
Timelines.
But when you've got a disease or an illness, you don't know what's going to happen. So that increased stress, and it really affected me. But I think that fact that I'm an open person, I love talking about things, and you know, that fact that I could unload and talk about it to Whitney especially really helped me. And I just got to stress that, the importance of having that support network. You know, not feeling like a burden to rely on people, go talk to someone.
Yeah.
You know, I spoke to people who were just in the clinic behind us there. I went and saw them. And, you know, if it helps 1%, it helps 1%.
Yeah, and it all adds up, and which leads me into the, you know, Love Me, Love You Mate campaign. It's the big one around understanding support systems for an individual to easily identify and acknowledge those people in your support network. It's when you do go through those challenges, it becomes easier to actually access that support with them. You know, it's obviously for yourself coming on board, it's mateship and being involved in soccer, football, whatever you want to call it, depends what side of the river you're from. You know, and that's the biggest thing, and everyone remembers all the, you know, and the hard times and challenging times you go through, but the stories that you remember are around the mateship sort of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
And definitely. how you're getting through those challenges, and the successes as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, creating, you know, when I look back at anything I've ever won, it's all those little intricate stories that I've taken to go. They're not holding up the trophy that I remember the most, and you know, relying on your mates, I think is a big issue, and we do it a lot at the club. We are very open. We sit down and we have discussions. We try to spend as much time as we can together, because we know that even the simple stress of the game, you know, for example, this week we have a derby coming up, and it's a big match because we lost on the weekend. So we know to spend more time with each other because we talk about things, and we'll engage in conversations. We'll get things off our chest, because doing that, you know, engaging with your mates is fundamental, and it's something that sometimes men don't do. They prefer to have a laugh and that, but really talking about things, I think, makes a big difference.
Beautiful. And to leave that message with, you know, what can you say to the public out there, mate? It's what we're about at Love Me, Love You, and you know, is there anything simple message you can give to the people out there?
No, just unload. Talk to your friends. Talk to anyone, even if it's on the internet. Make contact with me, with Lance. It's an important thing.
Beautiful. Cheers. Appreciate you coming on board, mate.
No worries. Good to be here.
Beautiful. Thanks, Carl. Cheers.